Thank you for your time. My name is Beitullah, and this is Food for Thought. There's something I'd like to read to you. 1. My reaction to events is not caused by the event, but by my conditioning. 2. My conditioning is caused by my culture, past events, and modeling of authority figures. 3. My conditioning has caused the self-image to be created. 4. This self-image is known as the ego. 5. The ego is an accumulation of stories I've told myself about my identity. 6. Each story I have told is based on a lie about myself that hides my true nature. 7. Releasing the story, I return to my true nature. 8. My true nature is peace. 9. Therefore, I will be at peace with what is. Brett Jones. It is not the pursuit of greater and greater states of happiness and bliss that leads to enlightenment, but the yearning for reality and a rabid dissatisfaction with living anything less than a fully authentic life. Adyashanti. You don't need a reason to help people. It was apparent that materialism was in control of the economic structure, the final objective of which was for the individual to become part of a system providing economic security at the expense of the human soul, mind, and body. We can only escape from the world by outgrowing the world. Death may take a man out of the world, but only wisdom can take the world out of the man. As long as a human being is obsessed by worldliness, he will suffer from the karmic consequences of false allegiances. When, however, worldliness is transmuted into spiritual integrity, he is free, even though he still dwells physically among the worldly things. Manly P. Hall. Time decides who you meet in life. Your heart decides who you want in your life. Your behavior decides who stays in your life. If you want to be powerful in life, educate yourself. Master yourself. Be mindful. Be grateful. Be positive. Be true. Be kind. Roy T. Bennett. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Plato. What do you regard as the lowest depths of misery? Living in fear. David Bowie. Every little bit of peace I bring someone is worth all the peace I never had. Chico Xavier. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. C.G. Jung. Train hard, sweat, finish, bow, and say thank you for the opportunity to sweat. Shojiro Koyami. To understand the immeasurable, the mind must be extraordinarily quiet, still. Judua Krishnamurti. Live simply, love generously, speak truthfully, breathe deeply, do your best, do what you love, let shit go. We do not have to visit a madhouse to find disordered minds. Our planet is the mental institution of the universe. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Safety brief. Don't do stupid shit. I love rumors. Always find out amazing things about myself I never knew. Imagine how much better the world would be if we were taught from a young age it was our responsibility to make the world better, and not as we are taught that we should cast a vote once every few years for someone else to take care of that. Steve Besson. I'm a free spirit. I do free spirit shit. So please don't look at me confusingly. Just gaze and wonder, and maybe you too will draw inspiration from my eccentricities. I, for one, will join with anyone. I don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth. Malcolm X. Truth has to be repeated constantly because error also is being preached all the time, and not just by a few, but by the multitude. In the press and encyclopedias, in schools and universities, everywhere error holds sway. Feeling happy and comfortable in the knowledge of having the majority on its side. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Lao Tzu. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That is the reason for the storm. Haruki Murakami. Freedom is not defined by safety. Freedom is defined by the ability of citizens to live without government interference. Government cannot create a world without risks, nor would we really wish to live in such a fictional place. Ron Paul. Truth does not change because it is or is not believed by a majority of the people. Giordano Bruno. What we achieve inwardly will change our outer reality. Plutarch. A human being is a part of the whole called by us universe. A part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings, and something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living things and the whole of nature in its beauty. Albert Einstein. You will never have a greater or lesser dominion than that over yourself. The height of a man's success is gauged by his self-mastery, the depths of his failure by his self-abandonment, and the law in his expression of eternal justice. He who cannot establish dominion over himself will have no dominion over others. Leonardo da Vinci. Until you step out into the unknown, you do not know what you are made out of. Roy T. Bennett. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. William Shakespeare. You say I dream too big. I would say you think too small. Nothing, not prestige, power, or pride, is worth sacrificing the things you truly want, the things that you truly love. Don't be afraid to take time and smell the roses. Don't hesitate in seeking out those things you hold dear, seeking them out and holding on to them. And don't ever cease standing up for what you believe in and fighting for those things that you want. Life is too short. Do what makes you happy, regardless of how others might feel. Brenda Jackson. Free thinkers are those who are willing to use their minds without prejudice and without fearing to understand things that clash with their own customs, privileges, or beliefs. This state of mind is not common, but is essential for right thinking. Leo Tolstoy. You must unlearn what you have been programmed to believe since birth. The software no longer serves you if you want to live in a world where all things are possible. Jacqueline E. Purcell. There is almost a sensual longing for communion with others who have a large vision. The immense fulfillment of the friendship between those engaged in furthering the evolution of consciousness has a quality impossible to describe. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. All truth passes through three stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. And third, it is accepted as self-evident. Arthur Schopenhauer. Thank you for your time.